in Giro history, because the great Visentini was out the back, struggling, maybe not physically, but mentally I think he'd blown it.
Certainly, Stevens had said that he wasn't finished after the time trial. He said this race is still 10 days to go, and he still had, I think he showed the character and showed the resilience and showed what really makes him now definitely one of the top professionals in the world. And he controlled the race that day and went with all the leading moves, and Visentini obviously wasn't able to go with the leading moves.
In fact, it's also noteworthy there's none of the Carrera teammates of Visentini back with him. Earlier on, he was talking to his team car. In fact, we might be able to slot in an insert of that just to show you that moment when he talked to his director sportive. But it's interesting, Pat, that none of his teammates came back to help him. That wasn't obvious. And Roach said that he was trying to control the race, and you've got to take his word for it. Now, that's to what I was referring. Now, at this stage, what would the plan have been? What do you think?
Visentini was obviously saying to his team car, he's not feeling good. The speed is on. There's a lot of racing going on. He's not feeling good. To see a pink jersey or see a race leader at the back of a big group like that obviously shows signs of trouble.
Yeah, so whilst Roach went with the brake and began to control the race, Visentini, so to speak, went the other way, out the back, and relations from that moment were indeed strained, to put it mildly. Anyway, Visentini, look at that. That is, at this moment, I'm sure he's thinking it's time to get off the bike.
He is very, very nearly. I mean, psychologically he is cracked, and physically he certainly looks in trouble.
Meantime, a little moment of glory for Johan van der Velde, number 86. He is the Dutchman in an Italian team, and he's about to go on into the finish in Sabada. He's in the last kilometre. The stage on the Saturday from Lido de Jasola to Sabada, and Johan van der Velde is going to be the stage winner. But he'll get scant coverage for that particular stage win, because the big story on the day and the days to follow will be the rivalry between Roach and Visentini.
Oh, that's true. We see Van der Velde here finishing. Roach at this stage is in the third group. There's another group with Robert Miller, which finishes about a minute and a half behind Van der Velde, and then Roach comes in soon after that.
Yes, a very good stage win for Johan van der Velde. Now, you'll see the green, which in the Tour of Italy denotes mountain leadership, unlike the Tour de France, where it's points leader. And you'll see a green sneaking in just behind those, going now into a new gear. That's Robert Miller. What a good tour he's had.
Robert Miller's had a marvellous tour, and it's great to see him back up there with the top men. He took some time out of Roach here, only about 20 or 30 seconds, but it was significant because at that stage and with so many mountains to go, Roach couldn't afford to give him much leeway.
Now here's Roach. He's fifth in this little group coming in, and so that means that on the day there's going to be a change of leadership. Now the clock is significant. Look at this: 6:44, 45, 46. Visentini has blown it. The pink jersey's gone. Incredible. And here's the darling of the Italian crowds about to be besieged by reporters, and he's not too happy with all of them anyway. But interesting, as we get a close-up here, Pat, I want you to comment upon this. Physically, he may have looked shattered on the road, but I rather think it's more mental.
I would think, certainly looking at him there now, he doesn't look physically wrecked. He certainly looks, I think he's cracked mentally. He certainly doesn't look under any great stress. And I think he just accepted the fact that Roach was going to end up winning this Giro d'Italia, or going on to win the Giro d'Italia. And
so, Roberto Visentini disappointed, but for the Irish fans, a great day in Sabada. Sabada in Sabato. Stephen Roach has regained the pink jersey.
So what a turnaround. Roach back in the pink by a mere 5 seconds over the Swiss rider Tony Rominger, with the young Dutchman Eric Brunknick third at 38 seconds. The climber Robert Miller fourth at 1 minute 56 seconds. Flavio Gipponi fifth at 2:35. Marino Cerretta sixth at 3:07. And Visentini well down in seventh place, 3 minutes and 12 seconds back. And what an outcry that caused. Roach was accused by the Italian press of betraying his teammate Visentini. There were reports of spectators punching Roach during the next few days, and his Carrera team were said to be turning against the Irishman. But the Dubliner was unperturbed.